Target just came out and announced that they're scaling back their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives.
So you're telling me right now that you want me to continue shopping in a store to support the millionaires who have products and brands in a store that does not represent us, that does not want us there?
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you all doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So Target and Tabitha Brown are being dragged right now on social media and people are not here for it, especially the minority and especially the black people. So what's going on, if you don't know what's going on, is that Target has decided to scale back on the DEI initiative, and this initiative kind of protects people against being racist, discrimination against gender, sex, and all that, like against color and all that. And that initiative was what has helped to protect people to file suits and all that if any of this discrimination happens in Target. So now the fact that now this administration, the Trump administration, is here now, Target is pulling back on the initiative, and this has gotten a lot of people talking. That has led people talking about how to boycott Target. But also, this also got Tabitha Brown, which she is a big black-owned business that is on Target, to come online to address people and to tell people on how the dynamic work and why people should continue buying from Target and don't boycott back Target. For me, I find this very interesting that Donald Trump administration is here telling people that, okay, we're just going to assign two sex, male, females, and all that, and how this is really shaping how things are going to move forward from here, including in the US and everywhere in the world. So let's go check out the breakdown of Target's withdraw, scaling back on the DEI initiative, and then Tabitha Brown's video. I really need you to listen to the Tabitha Brown video. It's quite a little bit long, but she was saying so much, and that has gotten her called out by most people. Why some people are supporting her? But let me know what you think, if you agree with what she said or you disagree with what she said, and if you agree with Target's new policy or not. So let's go check out this video, and then we'll come back and talk more.
All right, Chismosas, it's official. Me and Target, we got beef because Target just came out and announced that they're scaling back their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. And out of every company in the world, this is one of the last ones I would have expected to do this, because you guys know every Pride, these MFs are out there with their rainbow flags and just like their whole section for Pride. Every Black History Month, they have their section. Every month for Hispanic Heritage Month, every time there's something, they're involved, right? They're wanting to make a buck. So now this doesn't make sense. The math is not mathing. And look what they had to say about their new initiative. Many years of data, insights, listening, and learning have been shaping this next chapter in our strategy. And as a retailer that serves millions of consumers every day, we understand the importance of staying in step with the evolving external landscape now and in the future. Okay. Now, I don't personally understand why they didn't make this more simple for everybody who's reading this. They're just bowing down to what the government wants them to do, and they don't want any smoke from them, so they're not going to push back. That's essentially what they're saying here. But you know what? You do you, Target. I'm going to go and run over to Costco and get what I need, because you're done. You're done. It's over. That being said, Chismosas, I'm very curious to know what you guys think about all of this. Let me know your opinions down below in the comments. And don't forget to like and follow for more gossip, chisme, and all things tea.
Hello there. Y'all all right? I know. It has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025, and we are still in January. But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sent me messages about the recent DEI announcements at Target as well. And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who is a woman-owned business, minority-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. It's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen, and approved for retail. Because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black-owned businesses to hit shelves, right? Which is why it's such a big deal when we do finally land inside of retail. So it is definitely heartbreaking to feel unsupported, right? However, I am in business in multiple ways, with Target, with Walmart, and Amazon, right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right, are on Amazon. They're also in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership with Target. I sell my seasonings at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is, if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations. Listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected, and our sales will drop. Our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process. And then you got to, like, where you going to put it? You got to have a place to store it. That's money, right? You got to have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? Yeah. But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, you know, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are? Then what happens, right? Now, I know that something that could solve it is ownership of these big corporations, right? It's a long way to go there. There are amazing companies like the Village Market in Atlanta, right, who support small businesses, and you can go in there and there's some amazing things that you can buy. But it's one store and it's very small. We're talking about mass market. You can't build that overnight. Sure. Do we all sometimes have these big dreams and aspirations to do that? Absolutely, right? But it is easier said than done, but it's not impossible. But until then, and in order to get there, we unfortunately have to play the game. And in playing that game, we got to be smarter than the ones who think they're in control. Okay? And I say that to say, don't allow trying to be mindful with how I say this, because I want God to give me the right words, but don't allow foolishness to take us into separation and weed us out. Do you understand? Because sometimes that's what they want. And in times like this, they're telling us that. Okay? So as frustrating as listen, as frustrating as the whole situation is, as frustrated as I am, as all of you are, we still got to be smart. Now, you can still go into those stores if you choose to and buy specific brands that you want to support and let the other things, right, not get your money.
That's the supporting the brand.
But be very specific. There's so many women, right, that have worked hard to be a woman-owned business. Donna's Recipe is women, two women, me and Gina Wu is my business partner. We are self-funded. We're self-funded. And we are on shelves in limited doors at Target, right? Other companies right? There's a Black History Month is coming right now, and all of these brands are about to be showcased. Some of them for the first time. And of course, they would do something like this right now, but they still need their moment. They still need our support. Only if you feel like you can and are willing to. I ain't telling you what to do. I'm telling you what, as a business owner, what we still need until we can get to another place, right? And I don't know when that other place will be. I know for me, I'm under contract. I'm gonna give it to you 100. I got another year. Then I make a decision. Okay. So many other businesses are just starting. They're just getting in. This is their big break to go to the next whatever phase of their business there may be. We have to have understanding and compassion for each other and not be in an emotional state, but also a smart state. Because if we start doing I'm not shopping there, and it's our businesses that are in there, that's their way that they will clean us out.
They're already cleaning us out.
And replace us and say, well, your business is not performing. That's what people want. We can't give them what they want. Okay? I hope that this is making sense for somebody. And I know it's a long video, and I know somebody might not listen to the whole thing. But this is the truth. So I want to say right now, I thank you for supporting me for the last 5 years. I have worked with Target, with Walmart, with all the places that you have shopped for my products. I thank you for showing up for me. I thank you for supporting me. When you did, I thank you for showing out for me. And if you choose not to anymore, I understand that. And I still thank you and I'm grateful. But if you've heard anything that I've said today, if you still choose to show up for me, I thank you. But also showing up for others. We in it together. Yeah. Okay?
Have we?
But either way, be clear. I understand. All right? But remember this, if you don't remember nothing else, let's not give them what they want. Okay? Don't let them take us off of shelves. Don't let them erase us. Numbers don't lie. We're needed. Our money is the dollar that really counts. Okay?
Exactly.
Y'all gonna fight y'all business. Know that I love you and have the most amazing day. But even if you can't have a good one, don't you dare go messing up nobody else's. I'll talk to y'all later.
I don't know if y'all don't know the definition of what the DEI stands for and the reason why it was put in place. So I'm going to do you the favor of letting you know. I'm going to read it out for you. I'm going to read it out for you so you know. I'm going to read it out for you. Diversity, equity, inclusion, better known as the DEI, an organizational framework which seeks to promote the fairness and treatment and full participation of all people, particularly groups who have historically been unrepresented and subject to discrimination and bias of their identity and disabilities. So you're telling me right now that you want me to continue shopping in a store to support the millionaires who have products and brands in a store that does not represent us, that does not want us there? That's like the corporation going to them and saying, you know what? You was a good Negro. We like you. We don't mess with those, but we like you, so we're gonna keep you here. You can sell your products in the store. Oh, by the way, we are dropping a clearance on them, but you can sell your products in the store, but we don't like them. And then you get your behind on the internet and tell all of us, especially the people that are of your descent, and tell them, hey, y'all need to just keep shopping in the store and just buy my products because it's going to hurt me. What about the people that work at Target? What about the millions of people that are actually affected by this program being eliminated? Has anybody thought to stop and think about that? Have you thought about the millions of people that work at Target right now that could barely afford their rent, that could barely afford food on their table, that can barely afford to get by, living check to check, probably making less than $8 an hour, and you're telling them that they need to suck it up? It's okay for them to go through this. They are now at risk to lose their job. Do you know why? Do you know why it was put in place? Because people were fairly and wrongfully discriminated against based on their color, their gender, and their disability. And Target, the company that you want us to go shop at, has dismantled it. Do you know what that means to the employees? It's basically telling them, we don't like y'all. We don't want y'all here. Make it make sense. This is not about the brands and the black brands. They probably can't even afford to buy your products. What you need to be telling people is that they need to not support Target, because any dollar that goes into your business still goes into their pocket. So now you're still funding a corporation that does not want to support the diversity and inclusion of people in the workplace. Stop playing with me. No, I'm not going to help continue to build your empire. Why don't you step away and reorg? Goodbye.
And are we going to start listening to comprehend instead of listening to respond? This whole Tabitha Brown Target DEI situation is blowing me, because I feel like y'all kind of took what she said completely out of context and just kind of ran with what the narrative that everybody else is coming up with based off of what she said. She can't just go and pull her stuff out off the shelves. She's under contract.
Yes, she said so.
You know, and it's like, she also said, if you are going to still shop at Target, still buy the black owned products, buy the black owned stuff, but don't buy nothing else in there. And y'all's taking it as, oh, you know, she just doing this for her own personal gain, like she just want us to give her money or whatever y'all been saying. And it's just like, y'all do know how business works, right? The same people that got this fake outrage right now, you gonna be creeping back up in Target, because you still been at Walmart with them raggedy carts. You still been shopping on Amazon. You still been on Facebook. You still been on Instagram. Like, it's, at this point, it's laughable. Like, so why y'all all of a sudden now when it comes to Target and Tabitha Brown, it's just like this uproar. She's not the only black brand in there, so why are we targeting her? Why are we dragging her? Not we, because I ain't, no, why y'all dragging her? It's time to start doing your own research. It's time to start formulating your own opinion, Pookie. A lot of y'all just don't like her. Y'all been not liking her, because I've seen a lot of discourse about her over the years, and you just feel like this is your moment. So, whatever. Good night.
I've seen a lot of people speaking out against Tabitha Brown, and I love her down. Okay? I love her down. But she's on the contract with Target.
She said so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, from the information that I gathered, she still has one more year remaining under contract with them. So it ain't really much that she can say. It ain't really much that she can do. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what she says and do once her contract is up in a year. Because if blacks isn't supporting her while she's still in there, then 9 times out of 10, they're going to pull her products off the shelf anyway. But she can't do anything. She's under contract. And even though Target has pulled back its DEI initiative, you can either go in there and support the black people that's still standing and, you know, support their brands until they're able to do something else with their brand, or you don't have to support it. But right now she's under contract. It ain't much she can do.
I agree.
Y'all putting too much pressure on something that she can't. It ain't nothing that she could do about it.
I'm gonna say something. Y'all not gonna like it. I really don't give a shit. We're used to this by now. This one is for Tabitha Brown specifically. I watched that video. I don't want to hear that shit from you. I'm sorry. I do not want to hear that from you. You are not stupid, ma'am. You're not. That video was very insulting to a lot of our intelligence, and no. Now, as somebody who's never purchased your things, I've never purchased Tabitha Brown things, and I'm going to explain why in a minute. It has nothing to do with you, personally. I'm not a Target girly at all. It's a nice place to shop when it makes sense to go in there, but most of the time it doesn't, because everything in there is overpriced anyway. But for you to say that this wouldn't make sense for you as a black owner of a brand in Target really rubbed me the wrong way. First of all, you did not build your business the same way that a lot of businesses, like, say, the Lip Bar built theirs from literally the ground up, making and mixing things in their kitchen. You did not have that same experience, so miss me with that one. Also, there are 2 black-owned spice businesses very similar, and in some cases better than yours, that both came out of Washington, D.C. I'm going to introduce you to them if you've never heard of them before. This one here is Dear Daisy. I have been purchasing her spices since lockdown. She created these spices, these bags. She filled them by hand in her tiny one-bedroom apartment right in the suburb outside of Washington, D.C. So I really don't want to hear how it is impossible or harder for you to do your own business in-house. I don't want to hear that, because I'm looking at a Black woman do it with way less resources than you. Daisy's things are good. She's constantly selling things out. I've been purchasing her things since lockdown. I've watched her grow this business from a one-bedroom apartment. She also sells cookware. She sells, tools and things like that. It's a fantastic business. Support a small Black-owned business that sells good quality things, okay? And the second woman, the Spice Suite, she actually has a store in Washington, D.C., the 2200 block of Channing Street in the Northeast. She's been selling the things for years. She literally built this business from the ground up, from nothing. She makes jams, hot sauces, teas, sugar cubes, syrups, spices, boxes of biscuit mix. She also has an initiative to help Black-owned businesses in her community, getting them in incubators, helping them in business schools, helping them with classes. She's actually pouring back into her community. Here you go. You guys can go there. You can go shop there and buy the things from her directly. If you cannot get there, she does have a website. So at the end of the day, I'm saying this. I don't want to hear this from you, Tabitha, because it's not true. It's a lazy argument. It's lazy. I'm sorry. What you could have asked us to do for you is help you get out of that Target contract. That would have been a little bit more admirable, because that would have been something within the scope of people's willingness to assist in this. But asking us to support Target, to support you for the sake of supporting you at our detriment, is insulting. It is. Going to Target is not that essential for us. It's not. I would rather buy directly from a Black-owned business than have to support a conglomerate that hates me. Why would I do that?
Okay, so I just want to address an elephant in the room that I feel like nobody is discussing in the whole Tabitha Brown and Target conversation and like the boycotting. So Tabitha Brown is a wealthy person. A lot of the brands that they're bringing up that are in Target are not small brands. They may have were small businesses at one point and they made it to Target. Not trying to say that like that's not a good feat or anything like that. I definitely understand the logistics of everything. I totally understand, wanting to keep the spot that you've worked hard for and secure for yourself. But like, let's stop treating this conversation as if these are struggling small businesses. These are people who are bringing in millions of dollars. And I know they don't keep everything that they profit, but they're bringing in a lot of money and they're not struggling. True. I think it's very irresponsible to ask low and middle class people who will very likely be tangibly affected by a lot of the things that are occurring to spend their money at a place to benefit you and your comfort. Because if we're weighing the greater good of the community, what's more important, to actually make a stand and do something so that things could possibly change for some of our most vulnerable people in our community, or to keep shopping in Target so you don't come off the shelves, which I don't even like the argument that you should want to be in a place or strive or claw to be in a place that doesn't want you there anyway. Even that whole thing is a fallacy. You're saying that they're going to keep winning if we boycott, but if we keep going there, they're still profiting off of the money that we're spending there. So it's like, okay, they're winning either way. It's basically like we're playing against ourselves with no prize. Even when it comes to the people like discussing like that they would boycott, a lot of people weren't even committing to an indefinite boycott. A lot of people were just committing to boycott for the month of February. So let's keep that in mind too. So it's like, if you're boycotting for the month of February, you're telling me that you and all these other large businesses can't take a pay cut for a month while we try to at least make our voices be heard in some kind of way, which our dollar is the most important way for our voices to be heard. Not only that, but Tabitha Brown provided a course of action for us, but she said nothing that she was willing to do, all that she's just stuck and she can't do anything for a year. She didn't provide any course of action for herself, not even aspirations of a course of action that she would take. She didn't even provide anything now. You have a lot of money. You could donate to local initiatives that help people who will be affected by DEI rollbacks. You could have, came up with a way to support Target workers who are working there now who can't quit their jobs, who are affected about this stuff. But you're just giving us an action so that you could stay in a place that there's no place for us anyway. The reason you shouldn't even want to be in a place that forces you to have this conversation. So yeah, I feel like, we're going to need Black voices. We're going to need, our own, a lot of things. But I do invite people to consider the things that are not being said when people are speaking to you about some of these issues. There are people within our group who have more privilege than others. We need to weigh the greater good. So at the end of the day, I'm sorry that, some of those brands are going to lose some money. They are available, a lot of them at other places. Support them at other places, support them directly on their website, but you cannot selectively boycott because you're still putting money into the pockets of Target. And if I'm honest, Tabitha Brown is Tabitha Brown for Target. She's probably the worst brand to support out of all of the brands that are there.
Wow.
It's like in a situation like this, everybody's going to lose something. Everybody's going to be uncomfortable, but I don't think that is fair that those of us who are going to be steamrolled, us and our neighbors are going to be steamrolled by a lot of stuff. Not saying that the people who make money are not going to be affected too, but you have a buffer. You have ways to create comfort for yourself during this time. A lot of us will not. That was so irresponsible to ask.
Please go down in the comment section and let me know what you think about this discourse down in the comment section. Do you agree with Tabitha Brown? Do you agree with people that are coming for her? Go down in the comment section and share your thought. But please, as always, keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So feel free to share your thoughts. We're just here to have conversation. So I've been saying this whole discourse about the Target, DEI, and Tabitha Brown response. And I get the sister coming to talk about how Tabitha Brown, that people are just misconstrued, taking things out of context. I get what she's saying, but also it's the call of action that Tabitha Brown was calling people. I get all the business side of what Tabitha Brown was talking about how it's hard to get out of contract, how she's still in contract and all that. When we talk, especially when a brand, especially a big brand like Target, has actually openly say that this is what they are going to do, and we all know it is a political move and a lot of minority, especially the Black community, is going to be affected. I feel like this is a stand that needs to be taken. And I've said it a couple of times here, whether anybody want to admit it or not, the Black dollar is one of the most valuable dollar ever in the US, because whether you like it or not, a lot of Black people spend so much on product and buying things. And most of these companies are usually not Black owned. Most of these shops are usually not Black owned. So the fact that this type of policy is being dismantled and then people are standing on business saying that, we're going to boycott Target. And I know, yes, the boycott might just be there and there. We've seen how the one for Starbucks is and all that. And you still have people that are going to do it. Whether we like it or not, if a couple of people decide to even boycott Target, it's still going to affect the brand one way or the other. And I feel like as people, we might not have the finance to push the truth is that our little dollar here and there speaks the loudest. And we don't know how much powerful we are with our little dollar. It's so powerful that a lot of us don't understand, because we feel like we don't have the billions of dollars in the account. We don't have thousands of dollars in the account. Then our little $1 does not count. It counts. And this is why I feel like people should stop minimizing the voice of the people. And the one way most of these people, most of these billionaire multinational companies listen is when their finances being hurt. If you like, go protest, hold planks and protest. Usually they don't move when those things are done. But when they find out that there's a slight decline in their sales or revenue, they listen, they kind of pay attention to it. And that's why you have to hit it where it hurts, which is their money, their finance. And I feel like Tabitha Brown, I get it, she's in contract. She can't just pull her stuff off Target and all that. I personally am of the opinion that, you know what, if something is very dicey like that for you, because she even said it in her video that she understands if nobody wants to, if some people decide to boycott Target, that she understands, but that's not what she would advise because it's going to affect her and affect her business and other businesses. I get it. But for me, I feel like in situations like this, when you don't have a solution that's going to help the people affected or the people that wants their voice to be heard, then I feel like just don't say anything. Just keep it to yourself and just watch how it play. And I understand your business is going to be hurt, but like the other sister said, there are so many ways now you can actually do your business that you don't really need Target, even though yes, Target is a big platform. Get what I'm saying? A lot of the times, if people tell you how much they sell online on TikTok, it's amazing. And another thing I also want to point out is the fact that no matter, I get it, like I get it politically and socially, there are a lot of brands that don't stand for us, especially the minority, black people, and all that. There's discrimination and all that. Those brands, there are a lot of them that we're not going to. People still drive Tesla. People are still on Amazon. People are still on TikTok. People are still on Facebook. People are still on Instagram. Because whether I would like it or not, as much as sometimes we still want to boycott some of these companies and all that, sometimes we can do without them. We still have to deal with them. But in a case where we can do something about it, why don't we do something about it? So for me, that's my own take on this entire conversation. Go down in the comment section, share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.